They said, hey, we just created this new position for this new program, special program for culturally distinct students. We'd like for you to take a look at it. So I said, no, I'm not interested. I said, this is insane. You're asking someone to go out and recruit African Americans who are militant and alienated and angry, and this is a Catholic university, and this culture is foreign to them, and I mean, it's a fool's errand, and I'm not a fool. And I took it because I saw it as a challenge. I was feeling somewhat guilty with respect to my people, African Americans. I didn't feel I had done enough during the civil rights era. And I told Dr. Simmons that this was a radical experiment that was not going anywhere. So I took the job and told him I'd give them 5 semesters. And of course, 5 semesters, it turned out to be a lifetime.
When you look back, at the history of EOP, when 55 years ago, when it was started by Dr. Arnie Mitchum, it became a national model, for the TRIO program, which, impacts students across the country today, thousands and thousands of students. He referred to it as a radical experiment when he first started, and EOP has continued to evolve and change to meet the needs of students. So when they go out in the world, they're actually changing it in dramatic ways. And so couldn't be more thankful, for the staff that have continued to be creative and continued to modify the programs so the students that are going through EOP today are transformational experience.
EOP began its roots at Marquette University, and to be able to see how it has expanded across the country and the hundreds of thousands of students who have benefited as a result of this program, it shows that any university or any person can engage in some action that sends ripples through the system that allows this to be a better world, to give people more opportunities. I'm a first-generation student. I'm a low-income student when I was growing up. And the value of a program like this is we bring people to the table that have different world perspectives. And so when we bring the low-income first generation at the table with more traditional students, it's just going to have better dialogue. It's going to allow us to figure out how to solve the problems that we need to moving forward. And that's what really excites me about the program.
None of my mom's brothers and sisters, none of my dad's brothers and sisters graduated from college. Well, I graduated from college, but guess what? These programs go away. I don't go to college. My 4 kids don't go to college. Their kids don't. I mean, it's like I said, this is a real generational thing, legacy kind of thing. And that's why it's important to keep it going, right? And I think it's a win-win-win for everyone, right? Because if the first generation college students are graduating, they're moving out of poverty. They're bringing the country forward. They're no longer pulling on resources. They're putting resources in, right? Instead of taking resources out. Don't give me a fish, right? Show me how to fish, and I can feed myself for generations to come.
Treat us a family like a giant tree, branching out towards the sky. Treat us a family. We are so much more than just you and I. Treat us a family like a giant tree.
I mean, if it had been no EOP, there is no, my whole trajectory of my life would have changed. I had 2 brothers that were incarcerated, who said, why wasn't I? Why wasn't I any different, right? So somebody poured into me, right? Somebody funded that. And so I'd encourage the other alumni to contribute, not only physically attending, but financially. And, and the next generation will be able to benefit from the program continuing. And I know with Marquette and the TRIO funding, right, when they see the alumni engaged, they're more likely to fund it, right? Because they're saying, okay, there's others that are supporting the program, there are others that believe in the program, the alumni are giving back. And frankly, I'd like to get to the point where the alumni are supporting the whole program.
don't stay in one place. You gotta move. You gotta go. You gotta grow. You gotta glow. So then you can show the world, show your parents, show some money, show that house, show what some things that you want to do. And when you get there, when you go, when you grow, when you glow, and then you start to show, then you got to reach back behind you and help somebody else out. You're responsible to make it.
There's still more work to be done. You know, with the statistics that we see in the city of Milwaukee about the graduation rates, about the incarceration rates, about some of the worst zip codes being in our area, in our city, you know what, it moves me to say that it's still much more work to be done. We cannot become complacent. We cannot just be settled and rocked to sleep. It's still more work to be done. We need to help the next generation to go further. And we also need to reach back and help somebody else.
And so when we think about how do we blaze the trail to the next 55 years, what does that look like? That looks like continued advocacy, continued support, boots on the ground, working in our communities, reaching students, touching parents and families, reaching out to our community resources and knowing that the work isn't done yet.